If you picture Wall Street from the movies, all that shouting, paper flying everywhere, well, that world is basically a museum piece now. Today, the real heart of finance isn't a trading floor, it's a server farm. A silent, invisible force has completely taken over, and it's not driven by human gut feelings, it's driven by pure, cold, lightning-fast algorithms.
So, how in the world did we get here? Well, in this explainer, we're going to trace that journey. We'll start by looking back at the old analog world of finance, then we'll pop the hood on the AI toolkit to see the engines that are driving all this change. We'll look at how businesses are being totally transformed, what it means for your own wallet, and of course, what this all means for human jobs. And finally, we'll zoom out and see what this all means for the future of our global economy.
All right, first, let's just rewind the clock a bit. For decades, the financial industry, even though it was all about numbers, was running on surprisingly old-school technology. We're talking about clunking legacy systems, people doing manual compliance checks, and data just scattered everywhere in these disconnected silos.
Honestly, the leap from then to now is almost hard to wrap your head around. Before, trying to analyze financial data was like trying to find one specific grain of sand on a huge beach with just a magnifying glass. But now, it's like having a satellite that can scan the entire coastline in an instant. And it's not just finding that one grain of sand, it's seeing the hidden patterns in the tides that no human eye could ever hope to spot.
So, how did this transformation even happen? Well, it wasn't just one single invention. The term AI is really just a catch-all for a powerful set of tools. It's better to think of it as a toolkit with three key engines that are powering all of modern finance.
At the heart of this whole revolution are these three core AI engines. You've got machine learning. Think of it as a detective that learns your daily habits so it can spot an imposter using your credit card in a split second. Then there's natural language processing, which is kind of like a speed-reading lawyer that can digest 1 million pages of contracts overnight just to find one critical clause. And finally, you have predictive analytics. This is the forecaster, using all that past data to predict which way the market winds are going to blow. And when you put all three of them together, you've basically created a financial superbrain.
And let's be really clear here. This isn't just about making old-school finance a little bit faster. This is about completely rewriting the rulebook. AI is creating a whole new game, with new winners and some very, very big losers.
Let me give you a stunning example. JP Morgan created a platform they call Coin. It uses NLP to review really complex loan agreements. Now, this is work that used to take lawyers and loan officers 360,000 hours of manual work every single year. You know how long it takes now? Seconds. That's not just an improvement. That is a complete transformation of an entire process.
And it's not just about cutting costs, either. Some companies are actually turning their AI into a product itself. Take BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. They built this incredible AI risk management platform called Aladdin just for their own internal use. But it works so well, they started licensing it out to their competitors. They didn't just build a tool for themselves, they ended up building a whole new multi-billion-dollar tech business right inside a finance company.
Okay, so that's the view from the corporate skyscraper. But how does this revolution actually affect us, down on Main Street? Well, the most direct impact is happening right inside our investment accounts, all thanks to the rise of the Robo-Advisor.
So for anyone who might not be familiar, a Robo-Advisor is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's an automated platform that uses algorithms to manage your investments for you. You just answer some questions about your goals and how much risk you're comfortable with, and it handles the rest, usually for a very low fee.
The promise here is pretty clear. It's about making sophisticated financial advice accessible to everyone. But here's the really critical question. Does this kind of one-size-fits-all approach actually lead to better results for everyone? Well, some interesting research from the FDIC dug into exactly that.
And what they found is pretty fascinating. It turns out that robo-advisors aren't some magic bullet for everyone. Take a look at this data. For investors who were basically putting all their eggs in one basket, the benefit was huge. The AI acted like a great coach, helping them build a much safer, more diversified portfolio. But for folks who already had a solid strategy, well, the AI didn't really add much value, and in some cases, it just encouraged extra trading that ended up eating into their returns. And this gets at one of the biggest benefits of having AI in our finances. It's not just about crunching the numbers better, it's about managing our own emotions. We humans are just wired to panic when the markets fall and get greedy when they rise. A machine, on the other hand, has zero fear and zero greed. It's a purely logical co-pilot, there to save us from our worst and, frankly, our most expensive instincts. So all of this automation leads us to the big, unavoidable question, right? What about people's jobs?
As these machines get smarter and smarter, what happens to the humans who used to do all that work? The answer, as you can imagine, isn't simple, and it's forcing us to completely rethink what a career in finance even looks like.
NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang, framed it just perfectly with this quote. The real threat isn't the algorithm itself. The threat is being the person who refuses to learn how to use these new tools. The future of finance isn't about humans versus machines. It's about humans augmented by machines.
So how do the smart organizations adapt? Well, they tend to follow a pretty clear three-step playbook. First, they get all their data in order, centralizing it so the AI has good, clean fuel to run on. Second, they don't try to boil the ocean. They pick one specific high-value problem, like fraud detection, and they just solve that really well. And third, and this is probably the most important part, they invest heavily in upskilling their entire workforce, making sure that everyone, not just the tech team, understands how to use these new tools to their advantage.
Okay, so let's zoom all the way out. When we look at the big picture, this AI revolution in finance is a classic double-edged sword. It holds this incredible promise, but it also comes with some very real dangers we need to think about.
For us as individuals, the promise is hyper-personalized financial services that are tailored perfectly to our needs. The risk, of course, is our data privacy. For businesses, adopting AI isn't really a choice anymore. It's a matter of survival, as that line between finance and technology completely dissolves. And for the entire global economy, we get these massive gains in efficiency, but we also introduce brand new systemic risks. I mean, what happens if a widely used algorithm has a flaw that accidentally triggers a flash crash?
And that really leaves us with the ultimate question. The technology is already here, AI is the new backbone of finance, that's a fact. The real challenge from here on out isn't about the code anymore, it's about us. How do we, as a society, manage these incredibly powerful tools to make sure we build a financial system that isn't just more efficient, but one that's also fairer, safer, and more stable for everyone involved?